Good morning, everybody. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Healthy Lifestyle. What is this? I'm going to eat like everybody else online and eat crackers online and eat food online and eat everything online. What is this thing eating online? I'm joking, but I'm not going to eat anything. But this morning, like 6 or 7 channels are on right now and eating online. So we're not going to eat. Me and Omer decided we're going to wait and wait what we're supposed to. You guys have a problem with sometimes arthritis. It kicks in. Knees, ankles, arms, hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders. I don't want to get old, but what can you do? Is there something you can do about arthritis? What can you do? A lot of times they have some anti-inflammatory drugs you can take, and to relieve a little bit of pain. A lot of times you can take ibuprofen. There are things that you can do to help yourself. The main thing is activity, stretching. You know, a friend of mine said years ago, is stretching is the key to life. And I laughed at him. I was in my 30s. I laughed at him. I said, what are you talking about? He said, stretching is the key to life. You're going to find that out. And he was in his 20s. And he was right. Stretching is the key to life. Every morning you get up, you need to stretch your arms, legs, and not get in positions. Well, you know what? I can't do that anymore. I can't bring my knee to my chest anymore. There's a big belly in the way. I can bend down, but it's hard for me to sit on the floor now than I used to get sit down on the floor. And getting up sometimes is a problem because, you know, I'm a big guy, 230, 40 pounds. So it can be done. Exercises, stretches can help improve your joint mobility and muscle strength. And the key is to develop that muscle strength and staying active. Exercises, stretches also that it makes you feel better too when you exercise. How many guys do that and don't do it? Occupational therapy is one way to do it. Techniques. They have equipment that actually help you with that. That something that you can do repetitious all the time is very important. Repetition. So, for an example, if you walk every day and you exercise or play baseball or basketball, even if you just bounce the ball around and move around a little bit and get down and throw and make a basket, even though you may not be healthy, but you'll become healthier. Lifestyle changes also. Healthy weight, you know, eating a balanced diet, don't smoke, no excessive alcohol. And, you know, people say, well, that is my thing. That is my treat. That's what I do. I've worked all these years, and that's the thing I do. There's not one thing in the world doing having an afternoon toddy. I'm not sitting talking about that. I'm talking to one that drinks 2 bottles a night, every night, of wine, or a bottle of vodka every day. So, and I do want to say this. I'm no doctor. I'm not anybody. I'm just kind of give ideas to people that maybe might help them. Medications, like I said, there's non-steroid medications that you can take. Excuse me. And they can help reduce the pain and inflammation. There's other medications, and amphetamines can also help with pain relief. Ibuprofen, Advil, they're pretty well everybody knows ibuprofen, Advil helps. But be careful in taking those. Those things are not really good for you. You can take anything in moderation. It's good. Bicycling is good. It's good for you. Running at an older age, probably not so good. Not good on the joints and knees. And a therapist can work with you also. Say you go into the gym, have them work out a program for you that you can start building up your muscle and you can start losing weight. There's no gyms here or a YMCA. That's what I would do if I was in the States. I'd go to YMCA and start swimming, or even though I can't swim, but I can still get in the pool and move my limbs. There's nothing you can go out there. And I used to, back in my 30s, I used to kind of laugh. Look at them blue heads out there, blue hair. And so I realized I was wrong. We all get old. We all get a situation where you can't help yourself. You just get old. Heat therapy is good for you. Cold therapy. Also, if you have muscle that's really hurting you really bad, 15, 20 minutes cold, 15, 20 minutes hot, 15, 20 minutes of cold, 15, 20 minutes of hot, see how you do. A lot of people do the hot and cold. You know, I used to do this when I played sports. They would have a jacuzzi, and then they would have a hot bath, now a cold bath. A cold bath would basically be a big trough, and it was just solid full of ice and ice water. So you dunk yourself in that, your arms, your aches and pains, and you stay in there anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes if you can. Then you jump out and go get in the hot tub. You stay in there 5 to 7 minutes and then go back in the cold. And you'll be surprised how your muscles don't ache. You don't feel the fatigue as you once did. And what it does, it puts your body into shock, and it kind of like tenderizes the muscles, and you feel better. A lot of times too, they have what they call pulse units. They have these energy wave pulse units. So if you have arthritis so bad, they have these pads that they put on you that you can do. They're TENS units. Now these TENS units, there's pros and cons about those. There's some that are good. That basically all it does is just bumps it, bumps it, bumps it. But there's some out there, there's a company out in California that actually does what they call is they go down into the muscle and go down into the joint. And if it's applied properly in the proper positions, you can actually eliminate a lot of the pain that you're having. And because a lot of times what happens is it just builds up of, you have buildup, and in the arm and in the leg, wherever the joint that you have, and you put that on there. I used to have a bad problem with my arms because the jobs that I used to do cleaning with pressure washers, and those things would put out, tons of psi, and it's all you could do. Sometimes you had to be really strong to hold it with one hand. Most of the time you had to hold it with two because the thing's really putting it out. And then I would have a turbo head on it because I had to clean, this much grease off these hoods, or that much grease, or this much grease off the hoods. There's many places like TGI Fridays and places that I would be there for 8 hours cleaning and get out 10 barrels of grease out of there every week. That's the volume they did. So you have to, and I was always fit. I could climb ladders, I could do anything. But sometimes people have to have surgery. Surgery may be necessary to repair or replace damaged joints. A joint replacement surgery can replace the damaged hip, knee, joint, elbow. There's so many things that you can do, but mainly is lifestyle changes. To improve your health, eat good foods, exercise, move around, stretch. And they also have, a lot of times too, is braces. Oh, quit your crying. Goodness gracious. He's sitting here sleeping. I get on the computer. He jumps up and he's crying. So braces, splints, devices such as can help support your joints, reducing the pain, and help get you around. My friends wear a lot of braces on their knees because they have bad knees. Acupuncture can help. A lot of people have problems and they use acupuncture. Acupuncture is really a great thing to have. So it helps with the pain, inflammation, and it actually helps your joints. My friend had a problem in his back and he did acupuncture and it really helped. Chiropractors can help as long as you get a good chiropractor knows what they're doing. A lot of times I hurt my back, and a lot of times the chiropractor I had would, well, I'll see you next week, and he'd move a few joints. He was after that recurring revenue. And I realized after a while, I said, I'm not going to this guy anymore because sure, he relieved the pain for 5 minutes, but eventually I'm just wasting my time. I got hit from behind in a truck, hit me, and I had a little Toyota pickup truck. I just bought the truck too. And it just, hit me in the rear, and I was sitting at a light, and truck's brakes went out on him, and it was not his fault. It was an accident. So supplements sometimes can help with pain. Taking some great supplements. There's some of them like Joint Health. They're glucosamine. I hope I said that right. And clonidine. I hope I said that right. They interact with medications, and you have to be careful what you're taking as far as medications because sometimes it will interact with those medications that will affect your symptoms and cause other problems by it. So make sure you contact your doctor. I don't care what you're taking. Ask the doctor, is it okay if I start taking these if I have a joint pain? And he may prescribe something else for you. Because a lot of times it's about activity, getting out. I know that my joints get stiff sometimes that, for an example, if I'm out and I'm climbing something, or I'm climbing on the roof, or I'm climbing over here and doing something, because I do that sometimes because I repair something, or cut a limb down. And you find yourself on the ladder, you find yourself going, wow, I used to get up this like lickety split. Now you're going very slow up the ladder. So just take your time. It's about taking time, because once you get older and older and older, you're not going to be as versatile as you once were, because the bones is not going to agree with you and your joints are not going to agree with you. But I think a lot of times I want to talk about this today, because a couple of my friends tell me, man, my hips really hurt me today. And the guy says, man, I'm having elbow pains today. And they go and come. It's about eating healthy, taking care of yourself. Make sure you get around and do that exercise, even if you just do this. If you're standing or sitting in a chair, do some movements and things like that. I know that my friend Raymond in town in Alton was the same thing. I said, what do you do for exercise? He says, I do this. And I said, what is that? And he'd sit there and he'd hold on. And then 30 seconds later, I said, what is that? He says, me drinking a beer. That's my exercise. I said, I looked at you and I said, there's many things there, but why would, he says, well, I drink a beer. I start at 10 in the morning. I have ritual. I drink from 10 to 10:30. Then at 10:30, I stop. And I said, well, how many beers? He goes, I just have a couple glasses. Then I eat my lunch. Sometimes I'll have a beer at my lunch. Then I start at 1:30. I'll have 2 or 3 beers. Then at dinner, I'll finish off the evening with 2 or 3 beers. I said, so you have 6 to 8 beers a day. Yes. And that's how I've lived to 89 years old. High five. And he would have lived longer, I believe, if the care was a little bit better. He went to one doctor, says nothing wrong with you. He went to another doctor, he's having pains in his chest, and come to find out he had fluid on his lungs, but they were not aware of it. Went to one doctor. He ended up in Manila at St. Luke's, and he says, listen, we can do for you here. So he ended up in CDO, and they helped him after about a month, him going around. And they said, okay, this is what you need to do. And he did it, and he was fine. But I think if they would have caught it earlier, it would have been better. But that goes to show you, here it's different. You need to go to multiple doctors, get something done, and you have to take care of yourself. But the knees and ankles and feet sometimes swollen up, kidney disease. Some maybe too much water retention, maybe not enough exercise. Maybe your joints you're not getting out enough. So if you start having those things, just get out and start exercising. Eat well. Don't eat a lot of sweets and things like that. God bless everybody, and thank you. Sorry I've been talking 13 minutes. God bless. I'll see you guys next time on Tom and Ruth Healthy Lifestyle.